Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, movie reviews, connections in mind, and welcome to another installment in my review and reaction series to each and every episode of Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. If you've never seen any of my other review and reaction episodes up until this point, this is just my series where I give a brief overview of the latest episode of whichever series I happen to be reviewing at the time, what I liked and disliked about the episode, what I thought worked or didn't work, as well as some analysis as to certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. Just to get this out of the way, this will be a full spoiler review of the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, so if you've not seen this episode yet, I highly recommend coming back when you have, because this will be full-on spoilers from here on out. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get into Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 9, entitled Terra Firma Part 1, in which, the main story revolves around Philippa Georgiou, but I'll just mention this up front. The side plot of this episode, especially in the beginning, is that Adira has successfully deciphered the distress signal that has been emanating from a nebula that the crew of Discovery believes was the origin point of the burn, and it turns out to be the captain of a Kelpian research vessel, and it was revolved around a loop. It has been playing on a loop for 100 years, and it turns out, according to their logs, a Federation ship was answering their distress call only a couple of years before the burn. So there's a clue to that. However, the main focus of the story revolves around the fact that, as it was teased in last week's episode, Philippa Georgiou is dying, but not from the usual things. It turns out, as part of a information dump between Dr. Culber and David Cronenberg's character, who I can't remember the character's name off the top of my head, when a being travels from both time and another dimension, their body, their cells are essentially rebelling against the fact that they're in some place that they don't belong, and Philippa's body is basically disintegrating at this point. Like, parts of her hand are like phasing out, and that she's only got a couple weeks to live at most, days probably. However, due to the artificial intelligence from the sphere that is blended with Discovery's computer, the AI of Discovery, incorporating all this data with that and the future Starfleet database, is revealed that there is a 5% chance that a cure for Georgiou's condition can be found on a planet that is uninhabited, but far away, and Burnham volunteers to take Georgiou down to the planet in order to help her find this cure. And there's some character conflict between Burnham and Georgiou as to their relationship, and how it seems Georgiou is still harboring some feelings about the mirror universe Burnham and her actions, the mirror universe Burnham betraying Georgiou, similar to how Burnham betrayed Georgiou in the Prime universe. And so they go to this planet, and they reach the coordinates where the computer said that they might find this cure, and something odd happens. They turn around and they see a man sitting on a chair with a door. No building, just a door in the middle of this field. It turns out he says his name is Carl. He's reading a newspaper that says that Georgiou's as good as dead, but it's tomorrow's paper. So if they stay there, then she's definitely going to die. But if she goes through the door, then she might live. Who knows? The cure is on the other side. So Georgiou allows Burnham to stay behind, and she goes through this door. And when she goes through the door, it turns out she's back in the mirror universe. In fact, the day when in the past, before Captain Lorca of the mirror universe was going to launch his coup attempt on Georgiou, and also before Burnham betrays Emperor Georgiou. So she's not only she's gone back in time even before the Prime crew of Discovery came into the mirror universe. But she still has a medical bracelet on her wrist from the Prime universe that's monitoring her condition. But it seems that through this door, we don't know who Carl is at this point. Georgiou is back in time, and she knows what the future is, but no one else knows. And it seems that this door has essentially given her a way to rewrite the past. And the turning point is that when it comes time to for Burnham to actually enact her plan to betray Georgiou using Mirror Stamets as an assassin, Georgiou actually kills Mirror Stamets and puts Mirror Burnham at Georgiou's mercy. Georgiou says, "Confess and I'll let you live." And Burnham says that gives her confession of it's like, "I've happily betrayed you and I'll betray you again, so kill me." And however, at the last second, Georgiou stays her blade against her throat, drawing a little bit of blood, but says, "No, that's the easy way out." But so from now on, our futures are unwritten, and that's when part one of this two-parter ends. So what I thought worked about this episode, again, with a part one, part two storyline, I think they did a good job of setting enough up where it's tantalizing to see where they go next. I like the fact that the part one rests on a crucial pivot point. The pivot point being Georgiou not killing Mirror Burnham. And this is again focusing on Georgiou as a human being, or a Terran, as they would call her, from the Mirror Universe, and the complexities of it, giving the rise to the question: is Georgiou's exposure to the niceness of the Prime Universe and the people around there affecting her, or did she always feel these feelings? And she's only just allowing herself to feel these feelings now because she's not restricted by the barbaric nature of the Mirror Universe. So there's a dynamic there that I think works really well. I liked that. Also, I mean, Carl, I'll give him that. That was one I was not expecting at all. That was just like whoa, okay. And my first thought is Carl a Q? I don't think he's. Is he a member of the Q Continuum? Is the question. I don't think he's Q, John Delancey Q that we've seen in Next Generation and Voyager, one episode of Deep Space Nine. I don't think he's that Q, but it is possible he's a member of the Q Continuum. I mean, Carl Q. You can sort of say Carl and start Curl, and you can make the assumption that maybe he's a Q member disguised, and it's not. It hasn't been unheard of. The popular fan theory that Trelane from Star Trek: The Original Series was a member of the Q Continuum, and so there's an interesting parallel there, and we'll get to a similarity with that later. But I liked that. I liked that unexpectedness. That's one where usually when you see something like an unexpected twist, it's usually like when you look back on it, okay, yeah, that was obvious. This is going to be one looking back on. I'll be interested to see how they were pointing to this moment the whole time, because that was wholly unexpected in my opinion. I love the fact that you bring back, once again, going back to the Mirror Universe where you had Tilly as Captain Killy, I guess, in her badass persona as in the Mirror Universe. I like that. I think these actors who play these characters, I think they show that they can have some fun when they get to play the same character but just a little bit different. I think they did a good job with that. What I didn't like, I don't know if it really worked, as I feel like this is once again where we're dragging out the reveal of what exactly is the burn, and it feels like they should have focused this episode solely on what is happening to Georgiou, and more time in the mirror universe to develop that. I feel like they just kind of had to shoehorn in that thing in the very beginning with the distress signal in the nebula and pointing to the burn, just to remind the audience that hey, that's still a thing. We're still looking into that. But honestly, that was I feel like we're still just kind of dragging that out, waiting for the inevitable. Also, Booker only gets one scene. Really, that's it. And it was just him getting told to read the manual. Hopefully, maybe he gets more to do in part 2 of this two-parter. But that was kind of an odd thing. Again, it felt like a scene where it's like, oh hey, remember this plot point? Cool, moving on. Like, it feels like they wanted to tell a two-parter just solely on this conflict with Georgiou and develop her character fully. But they had to shoehorn in these extra plot points because we're following all these different plot threads. And we had to alright, update on this, update on that. So, that's my main, really, more of a nitpick, really. But overall, I like where this episode's headed. I'm interested to see where they go with this in part 2. I think that this worked out really well. Also, I hadn't rewatched Discovery Season 1 in a while. I forgot how cool the Charon looked, that big starship space station or whatever, which was the capital of the Terran Empire. I thought that looked pretty cool. I forgot how cool that looked, so it was cool to see that again. So the main point of comparison that I saw with this episode and what came before is, like I said, assuming Carl is a member of the Q Continuum, and they haven't given us any evidence to the contrary, that seems to be where they're going with this. It seems like this is a retelling and homage to one of the great episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Tapestry, in which Captain Picard was dying, and Q gave Picard a choice of, alright, go back to the crucial moment. If you wanted to change something, where would your life go? Knowing that if you change nothing, you're going to die. We know where that ends. And you have a chance to live in this one. And that's sort of what we had here with this episode, where Carl tells Georgiou that if you do nothing, you're definitely going to be dead tomorrow. Go through that door, you have a chance. And she gets sent back in time to a crucial moment where she made a crucial choice. And by choosing to change the past, who knows what the future will look like. And I think that is a great episode to homage, really, because Tapestry is one of the best episodes of Next Generation. And if they're able to pull it off in part 2, complete the homage, where maybe Georgiou realizes that even if she had spared Burnham, that she would have to confront why she made that choice to begin with, and then go back into the Prime universe with more certainty about her actions. I think that's going to work great. That was my main point in comparison. If you saw any others, let me know in the comments down below. And also, what did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Be sure to tune in next week for my reaction to next week's episode. And if you liked this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. But just remember, there is nothing new under the sun. And yes, you have seen it before.